Okay, let's analyze the position. We are white, and it's white to play. Okay, what we first see, I think that the black king is quite vulnerable. I mean, there are possible checks here by white. There are no pawns defending the king. The queen is lined with the king, which is a potential pin maybe of the queen to the black king. We can see that this pawn is pinned to the king due to the bishop pinning the pawn on f7 to the king. So that's an important element as well to take into account. Our king is quite safe here. We have our rooks connected. This bishop here is kind of hemmed in with nowhere to go at the moment. So I think white has a better position. But now let's look at possible tactics. So we'll use the method of checks, capture, threats. So let's look at, if we look at quickly at this possible check, the thing is that this square is protected this knight, and I don't see, after we capture, I don't see a major follow-up after this. And if we'll do this simple check, basically the queen can just capture, and again we don't see any significant follow-up. So we need to keep on looking. I'm not saying to totally eliminate these possibilities, but let's look at some captures, and I think the only capture that we can see here is the queen capturing the knight. Now it might seem a bit crazy at start, because the knight here is protected by the black queen on g5, so it seems like it would be a mini suicide just capturing the knight and then being captured back by the queen. We're losing a queen for a knight. Doesn't seem like a great trade. However, if you try to visualize it a little bit, as a trained chess, let's say, player, you should see that the knight being here, there's like an almost fork, right? Because if the queen was here, right, then you can fork within and try to visualize that if the queen, let's say, is here, then we can easily fork the king and the queen, which would be here. So if we're going to capture this knight, try to visualize, let's say we're going to capture this knight, black is going to capture back, then you can easily visualize that you actually have a very interesting fork, right? Excuse me, on the knight. So let's take a look. We're capturing, black is going to capture back, and then we're going to win the queen because of fork, which means we're up a whole piece. And not just that, we pretty much cleared all the pieces around the black king, and we're going to have a much easier, let's say, call it lines of attack. So this is a great example of trying to visualize what happens with different captures and threats and so on. And the fact that there's an almost fork, which should give you a sense that, hey, maybe if the queen was here, I would be able to fork both the king and the queen, and I can do it by capturing a piece and then winning the queen back and up a piece.